lahat ng drama, tawanan, balita at all-time favorite music hits. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
From Cool Studios, this is koolNews at 6.
Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews at 6. I am Cairo, and we are live on Cool FM and News Radio 93.1, where we share some news headlines that care for you. Let's begin with our headlines for tonight. Alright, apologies for some echo. But anyways, let's begin with our headlines right now. No impeachment trial against Vice President Sara Duterte will be done legally during the Congress break, Senate President Chis Escudero revealed on Thursday. At a Kapihat Senate reform, Escudero was asked if it's possible for the impeachment trial to be done while the Congress sessions are adjourned, to which the Senate leader answered no. Legally, it cannot be done. Again, as I have said, because the impeachment court was not convened, Escudero said. The impeachment complaint was not referred to the plenary for there to be a basis for the impeachment court to be convened by the Senate sitting as a legislative body, not yet as an impeachment court, he pointed out. According to Escudero, the earliest opportunity that the articles of impeachment may be tackled is on June 2 or once this session resumes. In explaining this, the Senate chief explained that for an impeachment court to be convened, there has to be an ongoing session in the chamber. He said this would allow impeachment judges to take oaths. So if there will be an action regarding this, it will happen on June 2, once the session resumes after the midterm elections, Escudero said in Filipino. The Senate on Wednesday adjourned its session without tackling the articles of impeachment against Duterte. Senate Secretary Ronaldo Cueto received the document at 5:49 p.m., but it was not reported to the plenary before it adjourned shortly before 7 p.m. Meanwhile, a travel agency involved in issuing questionable but genuine Philippine government documents to foreign nationals may be the missing link in the Senate probe into Philippine offshore gaming operations, according to Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission Executive Director Gilberto Cruz. If you have been following the Senate hearing, this is the missing link that Senator Sherwin Gatchalian and Senator Rizal Hontiveros have been referring to, a group that facilitates documents so they can obtain passports, PSA birth certificates, and late registrations. Cruz said in the mix of English and Filipino during a press briefing on Thursday. On Wednesday, February 5, PAOCC conducted a joint entrapment operation against travel and visa consultancy firm JRP Travel and Consultancy Services Incorporated in Intramuros, Manila. This led to the arrest of Rosalie Bermas Bolanos and Jaiviv Espolong-Nobleta for illegally processing the Philippine government identification cards for foreign nationals, Cruz added. Cruz said, here we found that they processed marriage certificates. We also recovered birth certificates, and finally, a passport where the photo is clearly of a foreign national, but she's bearing a Filipino name. He noted that while the government documents were genuine and authenticated by issuing agencies like the Philippine Statistics Authority, the accuracy of the content and information remains in question. We will check with the DFA or Department of Foreign Affairs, and we will ask if such a person exists. But as far as the birth certificate and other documents are concerned, they are authentic because they were sent by mail. These came from the PSA and have official receipts, Cruz explained. Cruz added that the suspects were also arrested for impersonating PAOCC personnel, as reported by two complainants. On February 4, 2025, two complainants reported to the Office of the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission regarding an extortion scheme involving individuals claiming to be PAOCC employees, he said. Cruz said the complainants, who were wives and partners of POGO workers, were asked to pay large sums of money to secure the loved ones' release and prevent their deportation. One complainant disclosed that she paid approximately 900,000 pesos to secure her fiance's release and prevent his deportation, he revealed. The second complainant paid 1.1 million pesos for the release of her husband, who had been apprehended during a law enforcement operation on a pogo in Paranaque, the PAOCC director added. However, Cruz clarified that no actual PAOCC personnel were involved in the travel agency's operations. Obviously, there were no PAOCC personnel involved. They were merely posing as members of PAOCC, he said. Cruz described the operation as a big-scale syndicate, suggesting that the travel agency likely had contacts inside various government agencies. It's obvious why they operate so boldly because they have contacts in agencies not just in the Bureau of Immigration but also in other agencies like the PSA and possibly even the LTO, he said. He added that the group operates discreetly when under scrutiny but resumes its activities once the situation eases. They only lie low when the pressure is on. Once they feel things have calmed down, they strike again. Maybe their key contacts haven't been exposed yet, he said. With this, Cruz emphasized the need for agencies to scrutinize their own personnel. Maybe we should also into our own people. The reason we push hard to catch them is because, for all we know, someone among us might already be involved in these illegal activities, he said. That's something we will raise with other agencies. We need to investigate this because there aren't that many of them. We pursue this because we don't want PAOCC's reputation to be damaged. I hope other agencies do the same because this won't stop as long as their contacts are still in place, he concluded. Meanwhile, a special session may be called during the break of Congress. It may not be used as a venue to convene an impeachment court that will try the case against Vice President Sara Duterte. Senate President Francis G. Escudero shared his opinion on Thursday, a day after the articles of impeachment against Duterte were transmitted to the Senate for trial. But Congress went on break on Wednesday without tackling in the Senate plenary the impeachment bid against the vice president. But Congress went on break on Wednesday without tackling in the Senate plenary the impeachment bid against the vice president. Give me one moment. Okay, I hope this is going to work. All right, so we're about to hear what Chief Escudero has to say about this, as I'm going to be turning off the noise reduction. All right, so okay. All right, one moment. I'm going to be turning off the noise reduction. Okay. There we go. Okay, so here. Alright, so let's continue. Still, Escudero recognized the possibility that a special session of Congress may be called by President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. even during the break.
Ang pagpapatawag ng special session sa aking pagkakaalam ay hindi para mag-convene ang impeachment court. Sa aking pagkakaalam, ang pagtatawag ng special session ay para sa mahalagang bagay at panukalang batas na kailangan ipasa ayon sa ating saligang batas. Hindi ito isa o saklaw marahil ng probisyong yon, kaugnay ng special session. Pero haharapin namin yon pag nandiyan na. Siyempre, pag nagpatawag ng special session, sangayon man kami o hindi, siyempre alam. Para mag-convene ang impeachment court, kailangan may sesyon ang Senado.
Okay.
Para manumpa ang impeachment judges, kailangan may sesyon ang Senado. Bagaman ang trial pwede mag-proceed kahit na recess, tulad ng nangyari kay dati at yumaong Chief Justice Corona. Dapat ito'y masimulan, makonvene at mapanumpa ang mga judges kapag may sesyon. So kung may mangyayari mang aksyon o kaganapan kaugnay nito, yan ay mangyayari sa June 2, pag-resume ng Senado, matapos ang eleksyon at pasayan ng mayoriya ng kung aamyendahan ba yung rules, anong ilalagay sa rules,
In the same form, Escudero pointed out that an impeachment court can only be convened when there is a plenary session. But since it did not happen before the Senate ended the session on Wednesday, he said an impeachment trial cannot be done legally. This is koolNews at 6. It is now 6:11 p.m. as we will return with more news headlines after the break.
This program was brought to you by Star Wax Floor Wax with waterproof formula, long-lasting shine. Star Wax Floor Wax, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation, ISO certified, world-class quality. ACS. Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan. Yakult Probiotic Drink. Yakult, panalo ka tiyan. Ultron Blaze 100 Euro 6 for a more powerful, cleaner, and efficient engine. Pilsen knocks out the air cleaning paint. And ito ang oras ko, ikaw ang idol ko. Certified BD's Choice ang CEO Idol Hot Dog and Cheese Dog. Most chosen cheese dog brand in the Philippines according to Kantar Household Panel Study. CEO Idol Hot Dog and Cheese Dog. Idolicious talaga.
When I told you guys I was leaving, everyone thought it was permanent.
Simula po ngayong gabi, January 11, 2025. Ako po ay magpapaalam na sa Cool FM.
But no one knew I was preparing to change the game.
That's why I told you, always believe in foreshadowings.
Everyone knew that when I come back, I have many tricks on my sleeve with me on my side to bring.
Saan man ako dalhin ng tadhana, tuloy pa rin ang awit ng buhay ng Cool FM.
And now, guess what? I am back.
Welcome everyone to Adonis Gamer!
This May 10, join yours truly, DJ Sen, as we mark the return of your favorite show with your favorite host as we celebrate the first anniversary of the one, the only TWC. TWC, the homecoming, the first anniversary. Featuring live guests, our colleagues in the world of fan-made broadcasting, and the start of the new era of Cool FM. TWC, the homecoming, the first anniversary. Live this May 10 after Sabado en La Noche with Blue. Only on Cool FM.
Cool
Ang numero unong kailangan sa ngayon, extra strong ka dapat para di ka mawasak ng anumang hamong ibigay sa'yo. Ang hanap ng Red Horse Beer, extra strong na tulad mo. Lakas. Tama. Kayang tumindig at harapin ang mga pagsubok na parating. Panatag ang loob na bukas na namnamin mo ang iyong tagumpay. Lakas ng tama pero di wasak sa hamon ng bukas.
Red Horse Extra Strong, the #1 extra strong beer in the world. Drink responsibly.
Napatunayan na, sa panahon ng pinakamatinding pagsubok, dala ni James Roaf ang pagbangon, pag-asa at pagbabago. Nang tinamaan tayo ng matitinding kalamidad, nagpatayo si Roaf ng higit 200,000 bahay at nagbigay ng hanap buhay para sa mga nasakuna. Nang naging kalihim ng turismo si Roaf, higit 5 milyong turista ang bumisita sa Pilipinas at nakalikha ng higit 10,000 trabaho at oportunidad para sa lahat. Leadership, results, integrity. James Roaf, pagbabagong kailangan para sa ating bagong bayan.
Dahil sa sapat na kapital at makabagong makinarya, mas produktibo na ang bukirin ko. Nakapagpundar na rin ako ng bahay, nakapagpag-graduate pa ako ng doktor at engineer.
Gaya ni Ginoong Judani Cara, 2024 Land Bank Ulirang Magsasaka Awardee. Kaya mo ring pagyamanin ang iyong agribusiness sa tulong ng Land Bank AgriSenso Plus. Ang Land Bank AgriSenso Plus ay programang pautang ng Land Bank para sa mga magsasaka, mangingisda, SMEs at korporasyong nakapokus sa agrikultura. Land Bank AgriSenso Plus, kaagapay sa pag-asenso.
For more details, visit the Land Bank Lending Center near you or call 02-8405-700. Your future, powered by Land Bank. Land Bank is regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and a member of PDIC and BancNet.
Tight game. Shoots and it's
Nabitin? Mag-Tusiran Forte with Total Cough Relief Formula. Laban sa dry non-stop ubo, kati sa lalamunan due to post-nasal drip at sakit sa kakaubo.
Tusiran Forte!
Unilab yan. Dextromethorphan, HBr plus phenylpropanolamine HCl plus paracetamol is the generic name of Tusiran Forte. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Senador Bongo Bongo! Bongo Bongo! Bongo Bongo na!
Mr. Malasakit, Senador Bongo, bisyo ang magserbisyo.
Ako po ang inyong Senator Kuya Bongo, patuloy na magsiserbisyo sa inyo lahat dahil ako po ay naniniwala na ang serbisyo sa tao, serbisyo po yan sa Diyos.
Bongo Bongo na!
Mr. Malasakit, Senador Bongo, bisyo ang magserbisyo.
Daghan na ang nangaayo og nibilib sa kaepektibo sa iBerry. Aniya si Patricio Patrolia Jr. nga naayo sa iBerry.
Nauna sa wala pa ko makakit og tumar sa iBerry. Sakit lagi akong mata. Luwa ko dito ang mata. Try ko og test dito sa iBerry. All ko na mga naulian gi ko ato nawala gyud sa sakit mata di na magluwa akong mata. Wala na gid tanan. Dako ko pasalamat sa iBerry.
iBerry mapalit sa Mercury, Rose Pharmacy o sa inyong mga suking butika.
Mahalagang paalala, ang iBerry ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Dito na tayo sa Joray, kung saan lahat ay okay. Sa Joray, lahat ito ay super mura, lahat pang mapaganda dito sa Joray. Napatunayan na ng bayan, wala nang ang iba. Quality shopping ang aming dala. Mapapa-Joray talaga kayo, ang supermarket namin ay Joray. Joray Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia.
Ang tunay na agapay, ano na party list. Ang tulong ay apat kamay, ano na party list. Ito na ang hinihintay, ano na party list. Oh, Alona. Alona.
Ang maganda, pagandahin pa. Ang mabuti ay galingan pa. Ang kulang punuan, dapat better. Abi better. Abi binay, abi better. Edukasyon di lang libre, world class pa. Dapat better. Abi better. Abi binay, abi binay, abi better.
Yo, it's the saint himself, Dwight Ramos.
Hey yo, Jeremiah, what are you having?
Alam mo na, yung primera klase.
Primera Light Brandy.
Primera Classic Night.
From Spain, award-winning premium blend.
Smooth. Now this is our Primera Classic Brandy. Primera Light Brandy. Dahil Primera Classica.
Drink responsibly.
Feeling good while you work. Cool FM.
Welcome back to koolNews at 6. Let's continue with our headlines. One Pacman Party List Representative Vicky Romero believes that proposals to increase minimum wage of private sector workers would benefit different industries as it would boost productivity in workplaces across the country. Romero explained in an exclusive interview that as a businessman who used to be with the port industry, he understands the grievance of workers and he knows that any way to boost their morale would bode well for both laborers and the company. Romero said, it's in Tagalog, okay? Ako naman, all the benefits that I can give or a corporation can give, kay langgan. Because I came from the port industry, I know the lumps ng labor or labor. So I'm really for labor. whatever can help them because they help you also eh. Pagka motivated sila magtrabaho, ang laborers, they are very productive. Talagang nandyan ng lahat ng Steve Dore, Arastre, cargo handlers, nandyan lahat, no? So, katulong ko sila eh, hindi mo sila pwede i-isolate or hindi i-boost yung moral eh. So, the more I boost their moral using productivity, the more nakakatulong sila sa akin, iyan. According to Romero, the Philippines as a whole has to increase productivity to attract investments, and one way of doing that is by incentivizing workers and boosting their morale. And we have to make the country or our labor force very productive. Why? It's because many of foreign investors, they don't go to the Philippines because productivity level ng Filipino is not very high comparable to the Southeast Asian. Bakit? Kasi maraming tayong secret break, maraming tayong siesta. So anything that will keep the morale of our laborers high by giving them extra based on productivity, he added. So yung labor is a partner for me. Unlike others, siguro, they look at labor as kalaban. So ako, I look at them as my partners, no? Kasi in my business, talagang we need each other to hold hands para dumami yung volume. Yeah. Meanwhile, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Thursday said he would call for a special Senate session on the impeachment case of Vice President Sara Duterte if the upper chamber of Congress requests it. In a palace briefing, Marcos was asked whether he would call for a special Senate session on the matter. If the senators ask for this, yes, Marcos said. Again, they will decide. We did not decide this. If the Senate president calls me up and says, I spoke to the senators about whether we can have a special session, sure, I will. But if they request like that, then it means they are doing something else. They're not ready, he added. On Thursday, former Senate President Franklin Dillon said Marcos could call Congress to a special session to allow the Senate to convene as an impeachment court. On the same day, Senate President Francis Escudero said no impeachment trial against Duterte will be done legally during the Congress break. And the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group confiscated electronics worth a total of 43.362 million pesos in a raid in Mayguayan City, Bulacan Province, the police unit announced on Thursday. In the report, the CIDG said it seized 3,183 units of smart televisions, including various equipments, accessories, and other electric items in an operation on Wednesday at a warehouse in an industrial park in Barangay Liptong, resulting in the arrest of 4 suspects. Among those arrested was the company owner identified by the CIDG as Chi Ho, a Chinese national. The operations came from a search warrant issued by the Regional Trial Court Branch 66 in Capas, Tarlac. The 4 arrested suspects were charged before the National Prosecution Service for manufacturing, selling, distributing, or importing a consumer product that was below the country's applicable quality and safety standards of violation of the Consumer Act. The operation targeted large-scale illegal manufacturing and distribution of consumer goods, which undermined legitimate business operations and threatened the country's economy, CIDG said in a statement. Now, as we head over to the international headlines, President Donald Trump's top Democrat and his main spokesperson on Wednesday walked back the idea that he wants the permanent relocation of Palestinians from Gaza after American allies and even Republican lawmakers rebuffed his suggestion that the U.S. take ownership of the territory. Trump on Tuesday had called for permanently resettling Palestinians from war-torn Gaza and left open the door to deploying American troops there as part of a massive rebuilding operation. But Secretary of State Marco Rubio and White House Press Secretary Caroline said he only sought to move the roughly 1.8 million Gazans temporarily to allow for reconstruction. Even that proposal has joined criticism from Palestinians who are worried that they may never be allowed back in if they flee, and from the Arab nations that Trump has called on to take them in. And about the weather, global weather rather, last month was the hottest January on record, Europe's climate monitor said Thursday, despite expectations that cooler La Nina conditions might quell a streak of record-breaking global temperatures. The Copernicus Climate Change Service said January was 1.75 degrees Celsius hotter than pre-industrial times, extending a persistent run of history-making highs over 2023 and 2024 as human-caused greenhouse gas emissions crank up the global thermostat. Climate scientists had expected this exceptional spell to subside after a warming El Nino event peak in January 2024, and conditions gradually shifted to an opposing cooling La Nina pace. But the heat has lingered at record or near record levels ever since, sparking debate among scientists about what other factors could be driving heat to the top end of expectations. This is what makes it a bit of a surprise. You're not seeing this cooling effect or temporary break, at least, on the global temperature that we were expecting to see, Julian Nicholas, a climate scientist from Copernicus, told AFP. La Nina is expected to be weak, and Copernicus said prevailing temperatures in parts of the equal Pacific Ocean suggested a slowing or stalling of the move towards a cooling phenomenon. Nicholas said it could disappear completely by March. And in the U.S.-Philippine partnership, the United States Marine Corps opened on Tuesday, February 3, a warehouse at the Naval Supply Depot inside the Subic Bay Freeport to store humanitarian aid and disaster relief equipment. U.S. Marine Corps Colonel Luke Watson, the commanding officer of Bellon Island Command based in Jacksonville, Florida, and Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority Director Maria Cecilia Pintere, and other SBMA officials led the ribbon-cutting ceremony. In the statement on Wednesday, February 4, Watson said the facility would enable the pre-positioning of equipment for humanitarian efforts as part of their Indo-Pacific region operations. Watson added this is one of our assured sites for humanitarian aid and disaster relief. As part of the Marine Corps Global Pre-Positioning Network, there will be no immunization, only motor transportation, communication, and engineering equipment. On Monday, Watson also met with SBMA Chairman and Administrator Eduardo Jose Alino to discuss port operations, focusing on efficiencies needed for a sustainable logistics node. Alino expressed full support for the entry of equipment into the Freeport, highlighting its strategic location for deploying aid across the Indo-Pacific region. Subic Bay Freeport has become a logistics hub for the maritime and aviation industries in the country, making it one of the most strategic areas for humanitarian aid deployment, Alino said. This is a great stride for Subic Bay Freeport in assisting foreign allies in their efforts to provide humanitarian aid and relief assistance, he added. It is now 1 minute before 6:30 p.m. and that brings us to the end of koolNews at 6. You can also send us your comments, suggestions, and feedback to our email at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. Coming up next on Cool FM is Ask Christopher. Until later at 10:30 p.m., I am Caro. This has been koolNews at 6. Good evening.